Thank you, Sandy, for being here today. Can you tell everyone your full name and how do you help clients?
My full name is Sandy Falcon, and I help clients by writing show notes and blogs for their podcasts.
Very nice. So I know you and I met on Clubhouse. What do you love most about the app?
What I love most about the app is the connection that we've been making, especially during COVID, during a time where we are missing that personal connection with other people. Um, Although Clubhouse doesn't provide video, the audio connection I feel is just as significant. When we're feeling lonely and we get on to Clubhouse, we can connect in so many different ways with so many different people. So that is by far one of my favorite things about Clubhouse. It has really filled a void that I think a lot of us were feeling. And not to mention networking on Clubhouse is amazing. And I think it's so seamless the way you can network. Sometimes I think you don't even realize how far your voice is being heard. And I think that's amazing.
I totally agree. Now, how much time do you spend on Clubhouse?
So I think similarly to everybody, I was a bit of a Clubhouse addict at at the beginning. I think I spent far too much time on Clubhouse. Um, so now I've had to cap myself at about 5 to 7 hours a week, and I have to meticulously actually schedule the time in my planner to make sure I don't go overboard. But I do think that most of the time I do end up going a little bit overboard anyway.
Now, what cool connections have you made since being on the app?
I've made so many cool connections. Well, one connection was with you. I thought that was amazing. Um, I have made connections with people I don't think that I would have ever connected with in my own city, per se, or in person. I think that the idea of just speaking with someone, not even knowing that you two are worlds apart, and connecting because you have similar interests or similar business or similar family dynamic or whatever it is. So I think one of the greatest connections I made was when I was trying to figure out what to do with my business because I had just launched during COVID, I think similarly to everybody else. And I didn't know the first thing about social media engagement or marketing or advertise any of it. And I connected with an incredible social media manager, and she ended up helping me um, figure out how to, I guess, upgrade the way my name and my business was showing on Instagram. And through her tips, I was able to connect with a lot more clients quickly and efficiently. I think it was like the minute I changed my username and my name on Instagram, it was an instant connection with my clients. And I think that was so beneficial for me.
Awesome. Now, how have you generated leads for your business by using Clubhouse?
So, the leads that I've generated up until now with Clubhouse have been by positioning myself in appropriate rooms where I think that my clients will be. So, in my case, in podcasting rooms, not only because I'm looking for clients, but also because I am a podcaster and I understand all of the pain points of a podcaster because they are the same as mine. So, I found that in listening to a lot of the podcasters that I was following, I heard everybody is caught up in the audio recording, the interviewing, editing, then publishing, trying to market and share across the board. And I feel like one of the pivotal parts that um, falls off per se is the show notes and then the blog. So, as from a marketing perspective, having excellent show notes with resources attached and timestamps, it helps a lot for the listener to be able to go back and listen to those key components of that episode. And not to mention having your show notes become part of your website in blog form. I think that is amazing. But I understand how exhausted somebody could possibly be after doing, a half an hour audio recording and then having to go back and edit and all of the things that I've also had to do. So I realized that if I could just step back for a second and help all of my fellow podcasters with the writing portion, I was still filling my cup because I was still listening to podcasts. I was still in the podcast circle. I just kind of changed my view from recording as much to helping other podcasters put out more writing material, which sometimes could be daunting to anybody, especially if it's not one of your fortes per se, right? So that's where I focused myself, and my energy was to position myself there.
Awesome. So what piece of advice would you give someone who's just jumping onto Clubhouse right now? What can you tell them to be successful?
I think that anyone, I think once you jump onto Clubhouse, it is so inviting and it just completely um, takes you into a place where I think a lot of us feel so comfortable because at some time, at some point, we connect with somebody else. And I have compared Clubhouse to a live podcast 24/7 because you get to listen to people speak, you get to speak, and other people get to hear you. You can pick a room, so it's like picking, a podcast that you want to listen to, and it's so interactive. And one of my biggest fears going into Clubhouse was I was so afraid to get on stage and to put up my hand to talk. But I feel like any new Clubhouse member doesn't have to jump in and talk at the beginning, but I feel that the rooms have been so inviting where you have no choice but to want to get up there and speak because everybody is so inviting, everybody is so accepting. People are so friendly that you feel like you are a part of that room. So public speaking becomes the norm. You just end up talking with a room full of people you've never met, but you just feel like it's what you need to do and you get your message across. And I think most of the time when we do share, somebody out there needed to hear what you had to say because they can connect with something that you're sharing.
I totally agree. Um, so you said that when you first started, you went in and you were listening. So have you been a moderator and what does that entail?
So I haven't been a moderator. I think that I have limited my amount of time on Clubhouse to the point where I haven't been able to be asked to be a moderator. I have been in a couple of rooms and followed a couple of clubs that I think if I would have continued to go in, I would have been asked to be a moderator. I've actually sat up on stage for the entire show a few times. Um, but I haven't been asked to be a moderator. But I would be interested in being a moderator for sure to share, tips and tricks for podcasters, new podcasters, especially podcasters who are doing it all on their own, like I did. I mean, I learned how to do it all through YouTube, and it was very interesting. But yeah, moderating, I think, is it's just an extension of you speaking on stage. I think with more regularity, of course. But yeah.
Well, I host a podcast a podcast room every Monday. So I'm going to invite you to be a moderator because I think a lot of people don't understand the importance of having show notes. So you would be a real asset to help that audience. So I will I will send you the invite.
Perfect. Thank you. I accept your invite. Yes, I agree that it is something that a lot of people need help with. Um it's a very interesting place to position yourself in podcasting, especially um I don't think they teach a course in podcasting at school, right? Like you go to school, you learn all the things, but podcasting is not an elective that you can take. So it doesn't matter how educated or uneducated you are, we are all learning how to do this at some point in our lives, right? Be it a 40-year-old mother of four trying to figure out how to do it with her kids helping her, or be it, um, it could be anybody's a 19-year-old, just finishing high school, or even a high school student learning how to do it. I think podcasting is universal. So it's an incredible place to position yourself, and it is such a wide net. You can connect with so many different people.
Excellent. So Sandy, where can people find you online if they want to hire you?
People can find me on Instagram at copy underscore by underscore Sandy. They can also find me at on Clubhouse at Sandy Falcon. And if they want to send me any emails, any questions, they can do so at Sandy at sandyfalcon.com. Falcon like the bird, Falcon.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sandy, for being with us today, and we will see you in Clubhouse.
Perfect. Thank you.